Hi, my name's Russell, the Development Manager for Support Cambridgeshire at Hunts.Forum. I'm here at the Maple Centre, and it's really lovely to have Peter Menczer from the Brampton Hub. Hello, Peter.
Hello, Russ.
Now, I used to live in the village of Brampton, so I'm quite interested about the Brampton Hub. So, for people who don't know about it, could you just go through what the Brampton Hub concept is?
The Hub is a committee, and it's open to organisations in Brampton that have an interest in the social fabric of the village. We currently have 6 organisations that are members. Run through very quickly. We've got the befrienders that have coffee and cake for generally older people on Friday mornings in the community centre. We have Brands, which are linked in with the surgery, provide lifts to and from the surgery and to and from hospital. We have Brampton Community Library, started up a year ago. The first community library in Cambridgeshire for more than 20 years, new community library. We've got IT mentoring, provides mentoring 3 times a fortnight in the community centre. We have an events group that organise events, so the Summer Fade, switching the lights along the village green. We've got 1,500 people last Christmas. They do village quizzes and so on.
So, I would imagine that most of those groups are driven by volunteers.
Yeah, the other group was the Good Neighbour Scheme, which that they have about 25 volunteers. The library has a similar number. And then you've got the events, you've got the other groups, so we're probably talking about 70 or 80 overall across the group.
So how did the hub come about?
It came about through a community-led plan. Our county councillor suggested in, I think it was May 2015, that we have a community-led plan, and we had quite vague objective. Let's talk to lots of people in the village, find out what they think is missing, what they'd like to see, and then work on that. And so we had a steering committee was set up, and we stood outside shops on Saturdays and talked to people during the week, and we went to pubs and talked to people in the village, and we got a whole lot of inputs on things people wanted to see. We got some money from the National Lottery to do printing, and we put together a survey.
Yeah.
And that survey went to the 2,000 plus households in Brampton. And the rector of our local church did an online version.
Right.
And we got a pretty good response. I ought to say that the businesses in Brampton, to encourage people to return their forms, they offered all sorts of draw prizes. So the butcher had a pack with a week's worth of meat for a family of 4. We had restaurants and pubs offering meals for 4 people. The co-op gave bits and pieces. We got 650 responses,
Which is fantastic.
which is pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, and were there any themes that came out of that?
The survey sort of said, are you interested in helping to set this up and run it? And then there was a second question, so you could have said no. And then there was a second question which said, are you willing to be a volunteer to take part? And we got lots of ticks, and of course you never get the numbers that tick, we follow it up. And some of the schemes, we had a time bank there, we had a community bus scheme. They never made it through because we couldn't get enough volunteers to. I mean, some of us jumped in and started some of the things. We could only do so much. There was a lot of support for a Good Neighbour scheme. There was a lot of support for the library, probably more support for the library than anything else.
Yeah.
Walking clubs. We got 2 sorts of walking clubs where we've got one is a sort of social thing where every Thursday there's a mile and a half or so around the village. It's for older people. Then they have a coffee and cake, they chat afterwards. So there's that. The Good Neighbour scheme is really, we're getting good results, we're getting good reports on the results that we're getting. We're linking up with social care services, it's linking up with the surgery, and we're taking referrals from other organisations.
Has it become easier over time? We talked before the interview about having a blank piece of paper, and that can be quite frightening. So obviously the plan or the survey helps inform some of the stuff that you do.
It was quite stressful at the beginning, just having this blank piece of paper. But once you start filling it in, then you hang bits on it. It grows like topsy, and it does become easier. Ideas come in. We're looking at the new ideas that we're looking at. I've got a meeting tomorrow on making Brampton a dementia-friendly village. We've got a problem in the village shopping. Some older people like to do their shopping because it's a social event, so they can get out. But they're struggling. Waitroses that closed. They used to be able to get the bus in, cross the road, get your shopping, get the bus back. And then there are people who can't manage to go shopping. So we're looking at things like a tailor-made community bus using the HACT community bus service for Brampton. We're looking at having shopping lists that people can tick, can hand in and get collected, and we can do it online for them for delivery at home. We've got to solve the money problems in there, how people pay. People perhaps telephone in and give their shopping. So we're looking at a range of options, but that's a project that we're currently working.
You're homing in on some topical issues there, aren't you? Dementia, social isolation, social cohesion. It's fantastic. So you're on your journey. Any nuggets of best practice or anything you could hand out about what you would do or wouldn't do if you had your time over again?
Train up your own resources. So we've got trained people who do the DBSs. We've got a trained trainer who does safeguarding. We've got people who do blue badges, trained people, the county council have trained us to do blue badges and bus passes. And we're soon to be trained to give advice on benefits and allowances.
So that's about matching the right volunteers, the right skill set, would you say?
Yeah, but if an email will go out, and are you interested in a course? And you get people coming for you get half a dozen people saying, I'd like to learn about that, and then we arrange it with the county. Okay. And they give us the course.
So what's the role of the town council in this? Because I would presume parish council I presume is quite supportive of the hub concept.
They use us to manage the social fabric to some extent. So they give us funding. And we manage that. So another aspect that came in, a new project that came in just before Christmas. Our county councillor told us that the Brampton Children's Centre was going to close. Could we include funding in our bid to the parish council? We put that in with a case for it, and that's going ahead. We will retain some of the services offered by the children's services, the ones that we think are most vital to support the families that are most in need.
Okay, fantastic. Is there something specific about Brampton that has led to the hub, or do you believe it's a model that could be replicated to some degree across the county?
I think it could be replicated. It is a matter of getting the right people with the right skills, and then I think we're not doing anything. There's nothing special about Brampton other than we've got this up and running. We've got a great county councillor who comes up with the ideas.
Brilliant. And I believe that on your journey you've collected a sort of package of documents about what's required, really, I guess.
We've got policies, we've got process diagrams to show, in recruitment, the sorts of steps you have to go through and the order you go through them. We've got a lot of documentation we could share with others, and we're quite happy to share.
Okay, that's fantastic. Anything that stood out as outstanding or you'd like to pass on? Or even the challenges, maybe?
Yeah, I think you need to have a communication vehicle. You've got to stay in touch with your community. We're lucky we've got, and it's come out of the community-led plan, we've got a magazine that goes out monthly to every household in the village. And you can tell people what you're doing in there. It's a shop window. You can advertise for volunteers. You need that. You've got to stay in touch. The other thing is talk to your audience. We have got to focus on older people. Talk to them about their worries and concerns, and then see what you can do to put in place things that are brilliant.
So thanks Peter for coming in and talking to us today. We will probably watch that Brampton Hub story with interest as it develops. Now, little Birdie told me that your claim to fame is that you sat on the Maltese Prime Minister's toilet seat. Is that correct?
It is. It was the highlight of my career.
So how did that come about then?
I worked for an international organisation, technology organisation, and we were looking for a new headquarters. We looked all over the world, and one of the places was Malta.
Right.
We had a meeting in the Prime Minister's offices, and during that meeting I used his toilet.
Fantastic. I presume you didn't mind. See, we always like to uncover some stuff about the people we interview, so thanks for that little nugget as well, Peter. Thank you for coming in.